Hey guys, Alchemist here. So I hope everyone's had a great week. We're currently 2.5 weeks away from the course being live, and I know I'm surely very excited for that to occur. And I hope you enjoyed that little intro of the clips of me training in the gym. So moving forward, I am going to be doing mostly lifestyle and vlog type videos for YouTube, and I will be saving the content for the course members. So enjoy this free source while you can, because it's not going to be here for long. And if you want to get the full breakdowns and know my weekly outlooks and everything, please do join the link for the waiting list in the description below. And another thing I wanted to announce as well is that once the course is live and I can get back to focusing on my own trading 100%, I will actually be linking my accounts to a MyFX book, and I will be sharing all of my statistics with the members so that they can have full transparency, know exactly how many wins and losses I take, how long I'm holding trades for, when I'm partialing, and all of that. So it's all going to be out in the open for the members, and you'll be able to see exactly how I trade, why I'm getting in where I am, and where I am exiting the market as well. So today's video, we're going to be focusing on multi-time frame analysis. So again, we're just going to be starting off on the weekly. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. If you guys are new to the channel, please do go back and watch my previous videos where I've broken down exactly why I'm highlighting these points that I'm about to. But if you do watch the previous videos, you will see everything outlined there. So that was the weekly demand. We're very close now to tapping into our weekly supply. So I was just reviewing the week that's just passed, and I was wondering if there were any opportunities that I didn't see at the time. And there was actually one, it was during Asia, and that's why it wasn't marked up for me. But I'm going to go through it now and show you guys how to actually use the different time frames to help you frame up your trade, and also allow you to know exactly where you should be exiting the market to. So on the weekly, that's all we need to do. On the daily, we had this breaker structure from down here. Just mark this up a bit better. This was our daily high after we had a pullback of the 110 pips that I look for. And this was the daily low. That's all I need to do on the daily. I seriously have OCD with this, so I'm just going to make sure all the lines are perfect. Okay, and on the 4 hour, our most recent breaker structure at the time was this one. And this here was just a sweep. We didn't get any body closes below, so I actually marked this as my 4 hour low. And this daily high is also our 4 hour high. And we can see at the time we just tapped into this supply range. So the actual extreme POI itself was yet to be mitigated, but we had just slightly tapped into this range, not quite in this POI here. Cool. So I like to also just have this up in the corner of my screen so I know that the daily is bullish. I know that the 4 hour is bearish. And then we'll jump down to the 15-minute and have a look at those as well. We'll just mark out some more POIs. That's everything we need to do there. Look at the 15-minute. So this here was our 15-minute breaker structure at the time. Again, all of these points are given to all the members in the Discord every single day around Frankfurt Open before London. So, and I will also be doing New York forecasts as well, starting from the week following next. So this was our 15-minute breaker structure. Here, because we did actually have 2 body closes below, I am going to mark this as the 15-minute low. And this, of course, is our 15-minute high, which is only confirmed after we have a pullback greater than 22 pips. Okay, so we know that our 15-minute range at the moment was quite big. Okay, so we know that our 15-minute structure is bullish. And on the 15-minute here, So the next thing left is our 15-minute order flow. And this is something that I think not enough people actually focus on or not consciously look at either. Another thing is all the members of the group this week, there are a couple more for flowcharts that I'm creating, but they will be receiving a flowchart on every single piece of the process. And essentially it will literally break down all of this. So all they'll need to do is align if the daily is bullish and the 4-hour is bearish and 15-minute structure is bullish in this case. We're about to also see that 15-minute order flow is bearish. It'll tell them exactly where they will need to enter and where they will need to exit. And all it will become is a ticking off of the process and just following the list. And essentially what that does is it removes any and all discretion. And that way we can ensure that we actually perform consistently over time and are just consistently executing our edge over and over again, because that is the only way that we can actually remain profitable in the long run. And so once we've actually tapped this whole range, I was actually expecting for us to come higher into this unmitigated POI above. I also don't usually like trusting the first tap of a 4-hour POI, but if we do get the 15-minute order flow aligned with 4-hour structure, we can look to be taking entries. So if we're looking for where we can mark up our 15-minute change in order flow, our change of character would be here, because this candle here traded lower than this candle. And personally, I like to use body closes. So it would be this candle here that confirmed the change of character. And then we can see this here was the flip zone. Okay, and price is currently there now, but we're not looking to trade this leg. I'm going to show you the trade that I missed in Asia. So here we can see that price has interacted with this demand level, pushed down but failed to close below, pushed up and swept the liquidity above here on the lower time frame, and then closed below. It's also dropped liquidity here, which price has now taken and dropped again, tapping into this 4-hour demand zone, which we looked at previously, which was some buy to sell wicks, which interacted with this supply zone to the left. And now what we're waiting to see is one of the liquidation models, which obviously I'm not going to go through in depth here because that's for the members, but essentially it occurred. I've gone too far. The liquidation we were waiting to see occurred when this high was taken. Now, once this high is taken, we just look for our entry model. So here we need to see 1-minute order flow realign with the 15-minute order flow. And then this is the low we'd be waiting to see fail. We can mark up this whole sort of range here. And place some candles. So there we go, we had our body close, so that signifies the change of character is complete on the 1-minute. Therefore our 1-minute order flow is now aligned with our 15-minute order flow. It is against 15-minute structure, but it's pro 4-hour trend. So they will literally have this all laid out for them in the flowchart, and all you'll need to do is just follow the steps and know exactly where you should be entering. So if we look at this, we had price come in, push up, we had a V-shaped reaction straight back out, interact with this demand, push up and leave this week, and then fail. So at this point, this week is where supply took control and changed the order flow into bearish. And so we can mark this out here. And essentially, as you guys know, I like to take 25% of the range. However, if I can cover the whole range with a 2.5 pip stop, I'm happy to play the open, just to make sure I actually get tagged in. Given that this can actually cover this whole range here, with that, you could actually even just drop it a little bit. You can see here, we're covering this by at least 0.3 of a pip, which is great. And then essentially for our targets, this will all be laid out for them in their flowcharts, but it will be even if we look to just take off the majority of our trade there, let's just see if we actually get tagged into this one. Oh, sorry, it was actually this whole POI that I wanted to be trading off of. That's why the 2.5 pips was supposed to cover this. There we go. So with this here, you play the open of the whole range. So this buy to sell that actually broke this last point of demand to the left. Depending on your broker and everything else, that might have not tagged you in, to be completely honest. Like I said, I didn't take this trade. This was at 154, which is during Asian session. But I'm just showing you how it actually works each and every time. And the fact that you'll just need to know exactly what timeframes are showing bullish or bearish nature, and then just follow the steps laid out for you. So of course, we will be taking our 25% partials at 4R, which is there. And then the next target, we could even just target these lows for 8.5 pips, sorry, 8.5R. And so we can also just mark out zones where we can expect to see a reaction. So essentially these are just catalysts for pullback, even here. All right. And then we can take 50% of our trade off at 8R, which therefore actually gives us 5R in total, being 50% of 8 being 4 and 25% of 4 being 1. The reason why I like to do that is because my weekly target is 5R. And if I can complete that quite early on in the week and then just leave a runner for the rest of it, depending on where I'm actually positioned in the leg, therefore I can just, the rest will just be sort of house money that you're playing with and that you would have already made your target for the week. So if we look at this, we take 50% off at 8R. Okay, there's our take profit hit. So therefore we've got 25% of the trade left running, and we've taken 5R off the table in the span of an hour and a half. And then I'm trying to remember oh yes, it was here. And the rest of my position I was looking to take off at this low. For 10R. Once we actually sweep this previous low, we can see we get a reaction. Okay, very nice sweep and a push away. But then essentially this demand zone ends up failing if we look up to the 15-minute. There we go. So the final target is therefore complete, and that was over the span of 2.5 hours. So 25% at 10R, so that's 2.5R plus 5, so 7.5R in 2.5 hours. And guys, that could be the only trade you need to take for the whole week, right? And it's just making sure that you're aware of where you're positioned in the leg, where your targets are. So at this point, I would definitely not be targeting maybe like this low. If we had been targeting this, or if we were so eager to think that this is actually where the market was going to reverse and that we were going to set a new low on the 4 hour, for example, what ends up happening is you'll be taken back out at break even, right? So that's why you need to know exactly where you should be entering and where you should be exiting the market to make sure that this doesn't occur. Because what happens as well is if you keep taking trades like this, your confidence takes a hit because you feel like you're doing all the right things. And in the sense of taking a short here, you were, but having a target which is unrealistic and not being met in the end, it makes the market come back and reverse against you. And therefore taking loss after loss after loss, it can negatively affect your emotions quite a lot. And if you're not someone who's self-aware and you don't really know how to manage stress and everything else like that, that has a very big impact on how you trade, and therefore would have a very negative impact on your trading results. So what I'm aiming to do and what I am doing is removing all emotion, because a mind that is in a rational state of mind cannot have emotions in them. And by completing flowcharts like this, which are so systematic and so mechanical, we leave no room for emotion. There's zero discretion in the way I trade, and that I believe is the only way to stay consistently profitable over a long period of time. So if you do have any questions, guys, please let me know. Again, the waiting list is almost closed now, being that the course will be live in 2.5 weeks. So if you are interested in getting in and receiving that discount, please do click the link in the description below. And for everyone who's already on the waiting list, please check your emails and make sure you are receiving them from me, because I have had a few members let me know that it's gone to their junk mail. So please mark the sender as safe. Otherwise, guys, I hope you have an amazing week, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next video next week. Thanks, guys.